Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. I'm Harrison Graham, and wow, what a couple of games we've gotten here this weekend during Wild Card Weekend. The divisional round is set all across the board except for one NFC matchup. The winner of Tampa Bay and Dallas will face San Francisco in the other NFC divisional game. The other one is Philadelphia versus New York, Giants-Eagles. But we do have the AFC set, including Chiefs-Jaguars, as Baltimore just came up inches short from a potential game-tying or game-winning Hail Mary. They fall to Cincinnati 24-17, and then Buffalo wins in a thriller 34-31, holding off the Fighting Skylar Thompsons. It's just been epic, so it'll be Bengals-Bills, but every game in Wild Card Weekend was great except for 49ers-Seahawks. I mean, and even that game for a while was pretty close, but the stage is set for the Kansas City Chiefs. It will be the Chiefs and the Jaguars. Jacksonville erasing the third largest deficit in postseason history in a team for a team that came back to win, coming back from 27-0 down to the Chargers. Classic Chargers. Can we just start there? Let's get the chat filled with LOLs in the comments. I mean, classic Chargers. You're up 27-0. You're facing a team that in some ways is just happy to be in the playoffs, winning the AFC South at 9-8. Trevor Lawrence's first postseason start, he throws 4 picks in the first half, and you blow a 27-0 lead. That's pathetic. That's taking Chargering to a whole new level. So can we just get some LOLs, laugh out louds in the chat for the Chargers? I mean, my God. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Chiefs lose to the Chargers, but pretty confident they're not going to blow a 27-0 lead. So we'll see what happens next weekend. But type LOL if you want to laugh and make fun of the LA Chargers. But we're not here to talk about the Chargers. We're here to talk about Chiefs-Jags as the stage is set in the divisional round. As I am filming this, we do not have a kickoff time just yet because there is one more playoff game depending on what happens between Dallas and Tampa. We have to wait until then. I would assume the NFL won't announce kickoff times until tomorrow night, that game being played on Monday Night Football. But we do know this: Kansas City will host Jacksonville at Arrowhead Stadium sometime next weekend, Saturday or Sunday. Potentially could be Saturday because Jacksonville played on Saturday, so that would give them a full week. And obviously Dallas and Tampa, the winner of that, played on Monday, so that game's guaranteed to be next Sunday, I would assume. So I'm going to guess Saturday, but again, we won't know for sure until tomorrow. Listen, Jacksonville's hot. This is not a game that Kansas City can just assume they're going to roll in there, or Jags are going to roll in there, and the Chiefs are just going to take them down. Trevor Lawrence, listen, it was ugly early, 4 picks, but he's really put together a nice season. About midway through this year, things started to click. Him and head coach Doug Peterson really started to figure things out, figure one another out, and they rallied down the stretch to win that division, and they deserve to be here. So, this is a team that's playing with a little house money, and when a team comes in as a clear underdog, and, I never love the phrase of nothing to lose because you have a trip to the AFC Championship game to lose, but the Jags have less to lose than the Chiefs, right? Like, if the Jags lose in the divisional round, it's like, okay, good season, good second year for Lawrence, you're trending in the right direction. Kansas City loses to Jacksonville. That would be the second year in a row they lost on their home field against a team that's not as good as them to eliminate them from the playoffs. So the Chiefs have a lot more to lose in this game this next weekend. So we'll see what happens on that front. Speaking of this matchup, we will be live for a Chiefs-Jaguars AFC divisional round playoff game. We'll be live for a watch party. We'll have a scoreboard up on screen, live stats, play-by-play. We'll have some drinking games. Should be a lot of fun. So mark your calendar, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. That way you know exactly when we do go live. We'll also go live tomorrow, Monday, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central Time. We go live every Monday. We'll talk a little bit more about this game, plus the latest Chiefs news and rumors. But I wanted to get you a little preview of this matchup. But be sure to join us for that watch party. All right. Just some thoughts about this matchup and how things could play out as Kansas City will be facing Jacksonville. Jacksonville, like I said, got hot late in the year. I mean, they've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row, counting the playoff games, 7 out of 8, with just one loss to Detroit kind of sandwiched in there. So this is a team that's playing good football, deserves to be here. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence, a 4,000-yard season. He threw 4 picks in the first half of that playoff game to the Chargers. Well, he responded by throwing 4 touchdowns. So that's a resilient quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. They have a capable running game with Travis Etienne Jr., 109 yards in that game against LA as well. And really what stands out to me is they've got a lot of good weapons. Evan Ingram's had a career year for them at the tight end position, had 93 yards and a touchdown in that playoff game. Christian Kirk broke out with over 1,100 yards this year. Zay Jones has been a nice weapon. Marvin Jones is still a quality veteran as well. So Jacksonville's offense doesn't terrify me, but they're a capable group, there's no doubt. And defensively, they're kind of bend, don't break. They give up a decent amount of yardage, but they only give up 20.6 points per game, which I believe is like 10th or 11th in the National Football League. I can pull up the exact number right here, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12th in scoring defense. So that's not bad. So if you're Kansas City and if you're Patrick Mahomes, the details are important. You have to finish drives in the red zone. You've got to get the tough yards when you need to, because another thing Jacksonville is pretty solid at is getting after the quarterback. Josh Allen, really good pass rusher. Not talking about the Bills quarterback, talking about the young pass rusher. He can really get after the quarterback. They have a couple of other guys who can rush the passer as well. So again, they're not the flashiest group defensively. They've definitely got more flash on offense, but they are capable of rushing the quarterback and putting some pressure on. And while this Chiefs offensive line has played better, at times pass protection has broken down. Andrew Wiley, is probably going to get that matchup with Josh Allen. Is he going to be able to hold up? We'll have to wait and see. Orlando Brown's played better as of late, so hopefully that continues, and the interior of this line has been solid. But I expect Jacksonville to bring pressure with 4 a lot and drop 7 into coverage. We've talked about that in the past. Mahomes is going to bury you if you blitz, but if you can get consistent pressure with 4, we've seen teams do it in the past. Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl a couple years ago. Tennessee's had some success doing it. Cincinnati last year in the second half of the AFC Championship game, they took it a step further. They dropped 8 into coverage, and it just completely confused Mahomes and the Chiefs offense. So I would not expect a lot of blitzing. I would expect dropping 7 and, letting that front 4 to go to work for Jacksonville. And if they are able to generate some pressure, then they will have a chance. If they don't, if the O-line holds up, then I think it's going to be a tough day for the Jaguars, because when Mahomes has time, and even when he doesn't, and he's able to create, this Chiefs offense is very dangerous. It was the best offense in football this year. Travis Kelce, Juju. We've talked about, touchdown McKinnon, Jarrett McKinnon, who won AFC Offensive Player of the Month with 9 touchdowns over the Chiefs' past 6 games. He's been a flat-out weapon. They've run the football a little bit better with Isaiah Pacheco as well. So this offense is playing at a very, very high level. I thought the defense played one of its better games of the year against the Raiders the last time out as well. So make no mistake, this Chiefs team on paper should beat Jacksonville. If they win the turnover battle, if they play clean football, they will win. I'll tell you this, the Chargers, who, again, just incredible how they do some of the things they do. They had 5 takeaways from Jacksonville and had 0 turnovers and lost the game. I promise you, if the Chiefs win the turnover battle 5-0, they will win this game by 3 or 4 touchdowns. I don't think they're going to win the turnover battle 5-0, but the point is Jacksonville has to win the turnover battle, in my opinion, to have a chance to win this game, and I think the Chiefs are going to take care of business. Now, a couple of injury notes for Kansas City, and we should hear more from the head coach this week, Andy Reid, of course. Mecole Hardman, Skyy Moore, they're each dealing with issues. Obviously, Hardman has not played since Week 9. He was activated for Week 18. Did not play, was on the inactive list, but he was activated from IR, still dealing with that pelvis injury. Hopefully with the bye week, he's able to give it a go, because I think that just gives you another electric playmaker if he's able to go out there and play. Skyy Moore dealing with a hand issue. It doesn't sound serious. Hopefully he's able to be out there, even if he's not a major factor. You would just like to have, all your weapons at your disposal. And then arguably the biggest one is Frank Clark, who, is dealing with a bit of a hip injury. Clark got banged up in that Raiders game, and Andy Reid said he'd be okay with some time off. So I think the bye week helps. Will he be able to go this week? I would expect he probably will, but you never know how these things are going to go. So, 5, 6, 7 days to rest here until divisional round gets going. But those are really the only injury guys. Harrison Butker's had some nicks and knacks, but he kicked in week 18. I thought he kicked the ball pretty well, so I would expect him to be fine. Joe Tooney's kind of been nicked up a little bit, but he should be good to go as well. So the Chiefs are pretty healthy, all things considered. So hopefully they are, fully healthy come Saturday, Sunday, again, whenever they play, and that will bode well for them. We'll hear what the Jags injuries are later in the week. Seemed like they came out of that game pretty healthy against the Chargers, but all eyes were just on the epic comeback and the epic collapse by Los Angeles. So there you go. Some quick keys on top of what I've already said. Play clean, win the turnover battle. I think, I don't think you can expect to go up 27-0 like the Chargers did, but put some pressure on early. Get a lead, see if Lawrence is able to bounce back again. If you pick him off 4 times, you're going to win. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen. Lawrence just was lost early in that game, but put some pressure on the young guy. This is a way crazier environment he'll face than at home against the Chargers last week. Like at Arrowhead in the playoffs, that's a different beast. Again, Jags playing with some house money already here, so put some pressure on Lawrence, see if he can respond. I think take the Jags approach of bend, don't break. They're going to get some yards, but force some field goals, get a couple turnovers, and I think those things will bode well for Kansas City. All right, predict the score for us down in the comment section below. Let me know who you got. KC for Chiefs, JAC for Jacksonville Jaguars, and then also predict the score in the comments. My early week prediction, I'm going to go Chiefs like 34-23. I think this is like a 10 to 14 point game. Kansas City should handle their business here. 34-23 Chiefs win. Give me your score predictions. Be sure to subscribe. We will be live tomorrow, 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central. If you miss us tomorrow, videos all week. Plus a watch party for when this game happens next Saturday or Sunday. All right, I'm Harrison Graham signing off here on a Sunday night. We'll see you tomorrow.